Dipali Pathak here, and today we are going to start a very important topic of transportation class 12th, that is the working of heart. The last lecture I had taught you the structure of the heart and the details regarding transportation. Now it's time to learn about the physiology of the heart and different pathways of circulation of blood. Student, in previous lecture I taught you the structure of heart. Now you are familiar with this. The left part of the heart. You know, heart has four chambers. Internally it is divided into four chambers. The part of it, internally the heart is divided into four chambers. The parts of the heart are known as the chambers. So upper two chambers of the heart are called as auricle, or they are also called as atrium. Now two parts are there, right and left. So left side upper part is called as right and left auricles respectively. This is your left auricle and this is right auricle. Lower two chambers of right and left side are known as ventricles. So these are the right and left ventricles respectively. Now, blood capillaries which bring impure deoxygenated blood from the body and pour that into the heart. These are the two main ways which bring impure blood from the body are called as post cabal and this is pre-cabal, or this is also called as superior vena cava. This is posterior vena cava. You can write posterior or inferior also. Inferior vena cava. These two major veins of the body bring deoxygenated blood and pour that into the right part of the heart. Then blood capillaries which take blood from the right ventricle and carry it towards the lungs, that is the pulmonary artery, and which bring pure blood from the lungs to the heart. These are the pulmonary veins. Biggest artery of the body, that is aorta, which receive oxygenated pure blood from the heart to distribute that throughout the body, that is aorta. Then walls are there in between the auricle and ventricle of both the side. So valve in between the right auricle and right ventricle, that is tricuspid. That already I have taught you, tricuspid, which prevent the backflow of the blood. And on the left side, that is bicuspid valve. Semilunar valves are there in the vessels. They also prevent the backflow of the blood. Now we have to start from the right auricle. As the superior and inferior vena cava brings deoxygenated blood collected from the body parts, from all the body parts, they pour that into the right auricle. So first blood received by heart in the right auricle. Then it is transferred to the right ventricle. From right ventricle, it received by the pulmonary artery, and this pulmonary artery carry the blood, deoxygenated blood, to the lungs. Two branches of this pulmonary artery distribute the blood in right and left lung for oxygenation. This pulmonary artery, when distribute blood in the lung, it oxygenated during the breathing, and then pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein receive these blood from right and left lung and pour that into the left auricle. So the blood brought by the pulmonary vein is oxygenated, which is red in color. It is pure. Pulmonary vein bring oxygenated blood and pour that into the left auricle. Then it transferred to the left ventricle. From left ventricle, the pure blood received by the aorta and distributed to the body parts. Then again from the body parts, after utilization, the deoxygenated blood was carried and poured into the heart. So this cycles continues. This is the way of circulation in human being, in which the blood circulate in a closed system of the blood vessels. During this, heart receive blood 2 times. First time it receive impure blood, means deoxygenated blood, and send it to the lungs for purification. Next time it receive oxygenated blood and distribute it for the body parts. So 2 times it receive the blood and 2 times it distribute. That is called the of the blood. Student, here 2 arch-like structures are there. 2 arch-like structure formed. One arch-like structure of the blood capillary formed by the pulmonary artery and pulmonary veins. This is called as the pulmonary arch. And the arch formed by aorta, which cross it, that is called as systemic arch. So systemic arch is the arch of arteries which carry oxygenated blood from the heart and distribute to all the part of body, and pulmonary heart receive deoxygenated blood from the heart and take it to the lungs. This is the way of circulation of blood in human heart. I told you, human heart receive blood 2 times and distribute it 2 times. That is called as the double circulation of blood. Student, this kind of circulation takes place only in birds and mammals. In these organisms, the heart is 4-chambered and prevent the mixing of deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. The mixing of blood does not take place here. So, in this diagram you can see here, the body send its impure blood into the heart, then it sent to the lungs. The lung send the pure blood and it is received by the body. Means 2 time heart receive the blood, 2 time distributed. Through this diagram it is very clear. This is the right part of the heart and this is the left part. Right and left auricle, right and left ventricles. From here the pulmonary circuit transport the deoxygenated blood and systemic circuit transport the oxygenated blood. So this is the characteristic feature of the birds and mammals. These are the warm-blooded organism which required energy from the blood, and that is why they cannot tolerate the mixing of deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. So that the 4 chamber of heart maintain this condition efficiently and prevent the mixing of this kind of blood. If double circulation is there, means some other way of circulation may be there, some other circulation are also there. So this kind of circulation are in primitive organism such as the fishes, amphibians and in some reptiles. They show the single circulation of the blood. Now double circulation means the circulation of blood from the heart 2 times. So here single circulation means the blood will flow from the heart only once. In fishes, the heart has only 2 chambers like this. So it acts as a ventricle only. From body, impure or deoxygenated blood is poured into the heart, which send to the gills. These are the gills of the fish, which is the part of respiration where the oxygenation of blood take place. So from mouth water enter and it flow over the gills and the gaseous exchange take place. So heart send blood to the gills and gaseous exchange takes place. Then oxygenated blood from gills sent to the body parts. During this, heart receive and convey the blood once only. It does not receive 2 time blood. So that is the single circulation of blood in which only 1 time the blood circulate from the present in fishes. It takes place in this kind of organism which are cold-blooded. Here the heart pumps out deoxygenated blood which is oxygenated by gills and supplied it to the body part, from where deoxygenated blood is returned to the heart again. Now this is the single circulation and this is double circulation. But there is the intermediate condition which is called as the incomplete double circulation, which is not single, not double. Means this takes place in the organism of the amphibia group and reptilia. Reptiles except crocodile. They have the 3-chamber heart. Means 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. So they tolerate the slight mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in the ventricle, because the complete partition of ventricle does not take place here. So they remain in the contact of water bodies and continuously they exchange gases and then get the oxygenated blood. Incomplete blood circulation, incomplete double circulation, where the 2 atrium are there, they receive pure and impure blood, and the ventricle where the slight mixing takes place. So amphibia and reptiles, some organism of the reptiles exhibit this kind of incomplete double circulation, but from the crocodilia, this class have the four chambered heart and very little mixing of the blood takes place. In this way, four chamber heart are there, but slight gap is there in between the both ventricle where the mixing take place. After these group, all organisms show the double circulation of the blood. Now some important terms are there regarding heart and its circulation. Student, as I told you, heart receive blood and transport it to the lung and to the body parts. During that, the heart contract and expands. This contraction expansion movement continuously takes place. Rhythmically it takes place, and for this the cardiac muscles are responsible. The contraction of the heart is called as systole. If auricle contract, then it is called as atrial systole, and if ventricle contract, it is called as ventricular systole. Then if they dilate or expand, relaxes, then it is called as diastole. So this is atrial diastole and this is ventricular diastole. During one cardiac cycle, when heart receive blood, sent for purification, then again receive pure blood and circulate to the body part. In this way, it completes one cardiac cycle. So there is a fixed time for this cardiac cycle in which the one atrial systole is of 0.1 second. Then they show diastole. During the atrial systole, ventricles dilate. Then after, when ventricle shows systole, atria dilate. So this atrial systole is of 1 second and ventricular systole is of 0.3 second. After one systole and diastole of atria and ventricular, complete cardiac diastole takes place, which is of 0.4 second. Base one cardiac cycle is of 0.8 moment, that is heartbeat. It is very important term. What is heartbeat? It's a rhythmic contraction and expansion of the heart. Means rhythmic movement of the heart. It is called as heartbeat. During the heartbeat, once both the auricle contract and at that time the ventricle relaxes. Afterwards, both the ventricle contracts and auricle relaxes. This cycle continues one by one. That is called as the heartbeat. So, healthy human heart beats 72 times per minute. That is 72 times per minute. Another important term, that is the pulse. When heart beats, when heart moves rhythmically, it movement, it jerk can be felt in the arteries, and this is called as the pulse. So this is also same. In normal condition, adult heartbeat is 72 times per minute. It may increase during any disease condition or during the exercise. Living beings, they also exhibit the transportation. They also require the transportation of material from one part to another part. Student, there is a different kind of mechanism in plants for transportation of material. Their body structure and their way of living is different from the animals. That is why the transportation system is also different. So the canals of capillaries or tubes are there which take material for the transportation and they carry it from one place to another. Student, plant take water and minerals from the soil. Here the water contains all the dissolved nutrients in it. It is absorbed by the root and it transported to the leaves. By a vascular tissue which is called as xylem. It takes water and nutrients upward from root to leaves for the photosynthesis, where the photosynthesis takes place and food is prepared. For this two system works, that is the root system. If short distance is there for the transportation, then root system work where the diffusion is processed through which the substance transported. But for the long distance, another system work that is called as transpiration pull system. Here the cohesion force work which pulls the water molecules upward and carry it to the target part or organ. So xylem is a one kind of vascular tissue which carry water and nutrients from root to leaves. Another kind of vessels are also there in the plant. These are the phloem transport prepared food from leaves to all the part of plant. Student, xylem has some cells like this, tracheids and vessels which are perforated and have conduction of water takes place in three steps. First is uptake or absorption of the water, that is first step. Second step, that is the ascent of sap. Ascent means upward movement of the water. And third, last step, that is the transpiration, or it is also called as water loss. It is also called as transpiration. When water lost from the leaves in the form of vapor, that is called as transpiration. So these three steps are there in which the xylem conduct water from root to leaves. Uptake, the absorption of water takes place. Ascent of sap takes place when cohesion pull applied on the water molecules. And then when photosynthesis completes, the remaining part or byproduct of the photosynthesis, which include water, eliminated in the form of vapor, that is called as transpiration. As I told you, two popular theories are there for the conduction or transportation in plant, that is the root pressure theory and transpiration pull theory. Root pressure theory is applicable for the short distance where diffusion works According to root pressure theory, the root absorb water and exert pressure, the root pressure which pushes the water upward. But in transpiration pool and cohesion tension theory that explain the upward movement of water in tall trees only. Root pressure theory is applicable for the herbs or grasses only. Then in tall trees, the main force responsible for the upward movement of the water, that is transpiration pool, and it is generated in the leaves which pulls the water column filled in the xylem, tracheids and vessels. The major event of upward movement of water and mineral is called as the ascent of sap. When cohesion pull applied by the molecules in the leaf, they pull the water in the xylem capillary. When transpiration remove water, this pull apply on the remaining water molecule and ascent of sap take place. So in this way the transportation of water takes place in the plant.